Hey y'all, it's Wendy and I am getting ready to do some big changes this year. I'm going to go back to planting these. This right here is a really good size for seed plugs. I'm going to be doing peppers. So what I've been doing is filling these. I've already got one tray filled yesterday after everybody left. And this cell holds 288, so this would make, so I filled one of those and I did the orange habanero, so I have 288 orange habanero plants. And well, not yet, but seeds I should say. And I'm going to be filling these up and doing these for all the seedlings. I'm going to do the peppers and eggplants, all the hot peppers, all the sweet peppers, all the eggplants. And yes, I will be doing the tomatoes. For the tomatoes, I might not use this size of seed plug tray. I might use this size seed plug tray. So I will kind of determine that as I go and to see how many of these I actually have and go back to this. This seemed to work out better. It's been, I honestly think it was 2015 or 16 the last time I used the plug trays. But it just makes sense. It'll save space. 288 seeds can fit in there, and I can put that into the geothermal greenhouse on that bottom row while I'm waiting on, I don't see any of the roly-polies, so I'm assuming that the frogs have eaten them all, because I'm not seeing them, or they just ran out of stuff to eat. I'm not real sure. I'm not seeing them in the two beds right now, and I'm not really seeing them on the ground. Used to, when I'd open up the greenhouse, you could see them scatter everywhere. I'm not seeing that right now. These kind of get stuck in here. And they are kind of hard to pull apart. There we go. So I am going to start filling these up, and I was working on some other stuff today, and this was my plan every day now to try and get this done, and I'm not actually getting to do this, and it's kind of like, I'm gonna run out of time again this year if I'm not careful. This is very important, so I do have to get this done. Get that off of there. Then I will just set this right here. Those are the ones that have already been watered, and then once I water these, then I kind of tamp it down a little bit for each hole. And then once I put the pepper seeds in there, yeah, eventually there'll be a plant, but not yet. I wished it was that fast. But once I put the pepper seed in there, then I will lightly go over it with some peat moss. Either peat moss or a very light dusting of coffee grounds, because the peppers need just a smidge of acidity, but not very much. So actually the peat moss is perfect. And then once you plant your pepper plants, you can add some coffee grounds into the soil, but not a lot, just a little bit. That'll kind of help them along. I don't use fertilizers or chemicals, none of that stuff. I'm all about all natural. So here we go. I'm going to be planting like a whole lot of sweet peppers and hot peppers. So I will definitely have a lot doing it this way. 288 per tray. It's quite a bit. So I had collected seeds in the greenhouse for sorry, my allergies are just getting me. So I had collected the seeds from the orange habanero, the red habanero, jalapeno. And when you grow in that greenhouse, I am able to collect a lot of seeds. I mean a lot. Therefore, I will have a lot of seeds. And I have actually given away a lot of those seeds, believe it or not. Huh, that didn't tamp down very well. You want the seed to get down into the cell. Maybe I should not fill it as full. I've already tamped down quite a bit of it. I think once you water it, it kind of settles down, but I don't want to dump out too much of it. This isn't working. Maybe I should just kind of fill it this way and then just not put so much in there. It's kind of hard to do, especially when you're holding a little GoPro. But I think it's really important to be stuffing the farm full of food. And I definitely want to be feeding my chickens. I want to feed them like cabbages and kale and all kinds of fresh herbs, which they're getting a lot of that out of the greenhouse right now. Oops. So I'm just going to go ahead and set that down. As I water, it'll tamp it down. So I'm going to fill all these up and get them ready to go. And that'll give me several trays that I can get sweet and hot peppers planted in, and then the eggplants, because those take a long time to germinate. And I know I've done it in December before, but I didn't have enough time this year. So I really need to get them 2 items planted so that I will have seedlings on time. And once they get big enough in here, I can just pull the plugs out and transfer them into bigger, what am I trying to say? These things. I tell you, the older I get, the worse it's getting on this brain fog. So I would really like to find, instead of the 4 cell, and then on that tray there's only 48 plants, I would like to find the little pots like that hold 6. And that would give me a few more per cell. The drawback to that would be I would have to buy all new trays for those seed cells, because they will not fit into the seed trays I have now, which is these things right here. And those are very expensive. I know I've taken y'all with me when I picked up my bulk supply, and it's a lot of money. So yeah, I try to use what I have. I just wished I would have known the difference. But when I first started doing the seedlings, I was gifted a lot of those. And then I went ahead and just bought the trays for them, and I just washed them because she was going to throw them away. And I thought, wow, that's a lot of stuff going into the landfill. And so I used them. And then at the end of the season, it was kind of neat. She would have all these greenhouses full of leftover seedlings, and she would just throw them all away, like pick up the whole soil, seedling and all, and throw it away. And I was like, no, let's not do that. So she let me come, and I mean, it was stinking hot. I'd just take the farm truck. When we had the farm truck, I'd take the farm truck over there, and I would just go into the greenhouse, start at the back, empty the greenhouse into the back of the truck, bring it home, and I would dump. And I knew she used this barge soil, the seed starting soil, and I would just dump it into the compost or some of the, herb gardens I was building at the time. And that was before the wildfire. And I had filled up some of my herb gardens with that stuff. So it was quite the deal. And it helped her, because then she didn't have to pay her staff to empty out those hot greenhouses, and they didn't like to do that anyway. So they were real happy to see me And then I would also, like during the year when they would do their begonias and all kinds of stuff, geraniums, when they would clean them, they would put all that, dang it, I missed my little flat thing. I need to go find that and get that in here. Then I would just get all the clippings out of that trash can, because that's all they would put in there. And then I would it was just a big old plastic can, and I would take all those clippings and compost them. And I used to take home all kinds of stuff. She would call me and say, come and get it. And I would come and get it. And she wasn't too far away, so it was like, 15 minutes from here. So I miss her. She passed away, and I miss her a lot. Anyway, guys, that's what I'm doing. I am filling these plug trays. This holds 288, so each of these will hold 288 of either peppers or eggplants or whatever I'll be growing. And then I'll either do the tomatoes in these or those. I won't know until I get done with these. All right, y'all. Wendy at Hardnack Farms, and this is Hardnack Farms. Take care, y'all.